But it's one of those things where timing, placement, and just kind of circumstance all have to align. It's almost like the perfect union or the perfect lineage has to happen. I was snowboarding with the goal of like, let me snowboard, make friends. If I have friends, I have community. When I have community, I feel like I belong somewhere and I feel confident not only in my own skin, but then I feel confident to pursue these bigger goals and ideological, like kind of like positions that I think I can belong into, like medicine. And just along the way, I was just checking off different competitions, and gaining. I think it was Phil who first gained this idea of like kind of the cool runnings of Uganda and how cool would it be to go to the Olympics for the Ugandan team. So my outside community had seen this vision in me and talent that I had yet to see. I had seen the hard work and the ethics that it takes to get there and a little bit of the determination, but I had not seen the bigger picture that everybody started to see as I start to win competitions. And it's not until 17 when my rankings globally suffice to be able to say, oh wow, I can actually kind of qualify for the Olympics. I can do something with this. But it was not planned out. I would like I would snowboard thinking like, well, at some point it's gonna end. So if it's gonna end, I really want to be so good. No, I'm gonna be goated. Going back to the core thing of like, no, I'm not gonna be a punk. Like I'm gonna be one of the best because I know it's gonna end. Because a lot of people had this grasp to it of like, snowboarder, I gotta write for this person. I gotta do this and this trick, and you just see the anxiety. Like you see like the head just like
Yeah.
almost like cooking, you show up to like a huge event or you show up to Super Park, it's April, it's, springtime, everybody should be vibing. You're looking to your right, left. These dudes are just like gonna hit the 80-foot jump. I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to die today. I might hit
Yeah.
the 40-foot jump. I'm gonna do some stylish stuff, and then I might hit the 60-foot jump. Whoever sees is gonna see. Whoever doesn't see, oh, well, and I personally deep down know I can hit an 80-foot jump. I don't need to prove it to somebody. So for me, like when I was always in those situations, like, yeah, you got invited too. I'm like, yeah, my brother's here. So it was always that diverted, like, yeah, nah, I got invited probably because my brother's here and like he wants to snowboard. I'm just here to kick it with the kids, I'm here to kick it with the dudes, piffing up. I don't know if I should say that. I don't know how professional your podcast is, but
There are
you
no
know,
rules.
no rules, you're pivoting up with people and you're just like, I'm here for friendship. I'm here to try to like, you should have seen me when I was 12, 13. I was just begging to be friends with everybody. You're my friend. Cool. And this kid next to me is like, you could see his sweat in his body language. He's like trying to impress sponsors, trying to impress managers. I am not there to impress anybody because in the back of my head, I'm like, well, at some point I need to apply to medical school. And it was funny because whenever I go to Mass General in Massachusetts, I felt like those kids, you would like tweak
Mm.
out. You didn't know if like you're saying the right thing. Are you reading correctly? Do you pronounce your answers right? So because of my demeanor of not wanting it as bad as my peers, I ended up always performing better because it's a mind
Uh,
sport, it's a psychological sport. The more you tweak out, the closer you are to death. The more you just like, I was like Blaze chilling, like, oh, you want to go hit this jump? Yeah. Oh, well, you want to do it 10? I'm like, I'll try. Before you know it, you're
yeah.
spinning so much, you're up in the air, you're spinning so fast, you land. You're like, people are like, dude, you know what you just did? You're like, I could not even tell you. I can't see myself do tricks, I could feel it, but I don't know. It felt cool. And then you see it on video, and you're like, I remember first year filming with Burton, and I would see tricks that I was doing. I was like, damn, I wonder if this is what people see when they see me snowboarding. Like, I'm actually goaded a little bit. But me personally, I've always, like, even on the Burton team, like, because I'm still in contract, you have Mark McMorris, you have Minsink, you have some of the best snowboarders in the world that when people are like, oh, you're on the Burton, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm probably here to crack the jokes and just kind of make the homies, feel good. And like, I got a couple of tricks up my sleeve, but we got Mark McMorris right there. We have the best, So I always diverted that energy of like trying to be the best. And thank God I was never really good enough to be a premier pro. Like I became a premier pro, but internally I was never good enough to look at myself like